Hello, Taurus. You have reached the oracle of the feather crown tree. This is going to be your reading for when the sun is in Leo in the year of 2020. I have been meditating, doing a little bit of yoga. I sprayed some lilac essence around. I felt a little bit frenetic, so I'm trying to calm myself and center so I can give you a really good reading. This reading is going to be a 13 card spread. It is sort of a heart-centered reading, and then around it the 12 houses of the Western Zodiac rotate. I'll speak about each of those, how they relate to the individual signs, and then I will end with an intuitive reading because I will be reading from the book set first, so I do kind of 2-in-1 readings. That's just where I'm at as a reader right now, and there's something I really enjoy as a new reader, like getting familiar with what the authors have to say about the cards. So in the center position, you have a card from the Heart and Soul deck, and it is, you are a beautiful soul full of wisdom, compassion, and great love. If you feel trapped, it is because you have created your own bondage. It is time to free yourself of the guilt that has kept you feeling stuck and allow the sacred rhythms of life to flow through you once more. And then moving over to the left-hand side in the center, we're going to start there with the House of Aries, the first house. And from the Chinese Oracle, you have a rat. Now, this is the house of your identity and how you present yourself to the world. A powerful life force beneath the energies, cautious, agile, adaptable to adversities, team worker. Following the fairy, the rats under her divine protection come in flocks to the top of a cliff. Although each of them looks weak and small, the convergence of the whole family generates a great, encouraging, and unfailing power, full of vitality. At the peak of the mountain, the rats are overlooking the vast land, as if they own the entire world. Trust the voice within you. Make long-term plans. Okay, now we're going to move to the second house, which is your traditional house, the House of Taurus. And this is going to be about what you value, not only materially, but as in ethics as well. So from the Celtic Shaman's book, we have the Lord of the Sea. A larger-than-life face crowned with seaweed looks out from a great maelstrom of watery energy. It is somehow part of the water, yet more than that. The restless and tempestuous energy of the sea is presented by the Lord of the Wave himself. Our species came from the sea and still feels a powerful attraction to its power. To the Celts, it was to the other world. The way to the other world lies across water. To ride one of the horses of the Lord of the Sea is to arrive swiftly at the heart of all mystery. This is going to be a little creative visualization you can do. Travel to the edge of the sea where you find a white horse awaiting you. You mount, and it gallops with you across the tops of the waves towards a shimmering island that seems to hover on the horizon like a bank of golden clouds. As you approach, you see tall towers and high walls that seem both real and insubstantial. Your mount carries you right up to the walls of the city, and you enter alone. Within, all is bright and glittering, and filled with the ever-shifting sounds of the sea. There, on a throne of shells, sits Manawydan. Ask him to relate to you something of the lore of the sea's kingdom, and for some act or task you may undertake to cleanse and renew its once pure waters. Promise to do all that you can to help this cause, and when you return, remember this undertaking. Okay, now we're going to look at the third house, the house of Gemini, and we are taking a card from the Tantric Dakini Oracle. And this month you have Island of Jewels. Island of Jewels bears the number 17, signifying the inner light of spiritual attainment through an exalted path of occultism, as suggested by the numbers 1 and 7 combined together. This card relates to the star of the traditional tarot. By the way, this is the house of communication, just, community events, little community traveling, like neighborhood traveling, friends, family, siblings especially, the media. In a whirlpool of clouds high above the earth, as viewed from outer space, there floats an island composed of colored jewels, beyond which is an infinite night sky, filled with galaxies of stars. The island is situated in a place conceived of as being outside of the influence of time, and is the visualization of the ideal self, the adamantine body of light. The island consists of 12 jewels, symbolizing the exalted zodiac signs around a central crystal of the self, which here is shown as comprised of all these celestial forces that influence the world with their force fields of attraction and repulsion. It is understood as being not bound to the world, but above it, as a pure transmitter and receiver of the celestial influences. And in our next position, the fourth house, it's associated with Cancer. We are taking a card from the Prophet deck, and you have accept the seasons of your heart. This is the house of family, of your home, of the past, of ancestors, of memories. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding, even as the stone of the fruit must break. That is its heart, that its heart may stand in the sun. So must you know pain. And could you keep your heart in wonder at the daily miracles of your life, your pain would not seem less wondrous than your joy, and you would accept the seasons of your heart, even as you have always accepted the seasons that pass over your fields. And the next house is the fifth house. It's Leo's house. And we're going to use a Egyptian themed deck for this. You have right timing and direction. Leo is about authority. It's about personal power being used on almost like a stage. It's very regal, luxury. So let's see here. The shining star, Sothis, generously pours her gifts upon our planet as Khonsu, the moon god, travels the sky, reflecting for us the faces and phases of our divinity. And Amun-Ra, the radiance of the sun's all-seeing eye, transfigures ourselves and our creations into the alchemical gold of enlightened being. If you have chosen this card, focus upon the images of the star, the sun, and the moon, Notice how the combined energies of these Netaru infuse your daily life experiences with their potent gifts of power. With their attributes brought to the fore of your consciousness, you will see clearly how, when, where, as Anubis, are moving forward appropriately in your personal world, and how your actions reflect on our planet. This is really a stunning card. Actually, you've got the whole spread is pretty fabulous. The next card is also Egyptian themed, and it's from the Enchanted Spell Oracle. Now, this is in the 6th house, the house of Virgo. It's about your daily routines, your health, your almost like your scrutiny, your ability to task master, and your attunement to details. So you have abundance, wealth, money, income. This is represented by cinnamon. Cinnamon's rich, warming fragrance has been associated with abundance since ancient Egyptian times. In the medieval era, lashings of cinnamon were used in both sweet and savory dishes at the table of kings and aristocrats to demonstrate wealth and status. Cinnamon's use in money and success spells to generate prosperity is widely accepted. On a metaphysical level, cinnamon can restore confidence and transform misery to happiness. The priestess of abundance is surrounded by symbols of plenty. Gold coins and decorative pillars suggest luxurious surroundings. She stands under an herb wheel of cinnamon, cloves, and orange, botanicals known to symbolize prosperity. The red base chakra, responsible for attracting material wealth, is also represented. The goddess eye symbol signifies a desire for financial vitality and strength. When the priestess of abundance appears, it is time to start thinking about creative ways that you can generate wealth in your life. Look at how you can create different streams of income, not from just one source, but several. This could mean decluttering your home and selling, exchanging items you no longer want or need. Or it could mean turning a hobby or skill into a little enterprise that runs alongside your main job. It could mean dipping your toe into the share market, or even discovering ways to reduce consumption of unnecessary items. Abundance means different things to different people. For some, abundance is an overseas holiday. For others, it is savings in the bank. Abundance can mean luxurious bedding, or a gorgeous landscaped garden, or a beautiful view. An abundance of time without having to rush everywhere is a real luxury for some. Find out what abundance means for you and work out how you can include its essence in your life. Now let's take a look at the 7th house, where Libra energy is, and we're going to take a card from the Goddess Power deck, and you have Athena, the goddess of knowledge. Now this position represents fairness, beauty, receptivity, the love for the arts, the supporter of the arts. Athena, the Greek goddess of intellect and strategy, says, knowledge is power, and you are in a perfect position to gain greater clarity at this time. Your hard work is paying off, and everything you have learned about life has brought you to this moment in time. Your knowledge, logical choices, and intentions are aligned with divine will. Your intellect is keen, and your mind is clear. You know what you have to do right now. The world is making sense. You don't have to question or debate it. You can take things at face value. If you think it adds up, that's because it does. Have courage, my love. Your most precious dreams are within reach. The goddess Athena will help. Our next position is the 8th house. This is Scorpionic energy, and we are taking a card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. This month, yours is Beauty Way. The Beauty Way is both a path that you travel on and a daily practice. The path is where you choose to perceive only beauty before you, behind you, and all around you as you journey through life. The practice is where you take action to bring beauty to every situation you are in. When things get ugly, you act to bring integrity and peace to the difficult encounter. When everyone else perceives only darkness, you point out the light and help uncover the hidden treasures. The Beauty Way invites you to create beauty in your life and to recognize the beauty inside yourself and in others. Stop to smell the roses, take a deep breath, look up at the stars and recognize the splendor that surrounds you. See the beauty in whatever situation you find yourself in, and you will receive the lesson that life is teaching you in a kind and gentle way. Now, this message was for anything having to do with the subconscious, anything that we find mysterious, deep feelings of sexuality, things that maybe we're struggling with psychologically, feelings of jealousy. I think that says it all for Scorpio for right now. Just a little gist for you. So our next position is the 9th house. It's the house of Sagittarius. This is speaking about anything foreign, things in a distance, a long distance away, higher education, philosophical thought, religions. So from a yogic path, you have karma, the sum of one's actions. Positive karma, you have done a lot of good on this planet, and the universe is rewarding you in her favors. Life feels a little easier, a little more colorful, a little more beautiful. You are walking on the path toward your dharma, which creates the greatest karma one can experience. By saying yes to the purpose of your soul, you are saying yes to the greater power of the universe. Continue devoting your life to the service of spirit, and life will continue to unfold its wonders. So the 10th house, house of Capricorn. This is about your greatest achievements in your career. This is about your ability to build, to reach pinnacles, and to build on firm foundations, to create with a sense of long-term stability. So from the Heart Path Oracle cards, we have swimming between the spaces. Think with your heart, connect with your light. The radiant sun announces a new day in your life. Its power and intensity awaken you with light and love. The red-tailed hawk soars right in front of it, empowering you to experience beauty, peace, and balance. The hawk connects you with your higher self. It helps you to step out of your limited perspective and see your situation with amazing clarity and focus. The two frogs want you to be flexible and adaptable. Since frogs are associated with water and water symbolizes emotions, they want you to get in touch with old feelings you have ignored. Let them go and embrace your personal power. What you now believe to be true was learned from very old and outdated programming. Put on your superpower glasses and see past that which would hold you back. Frogs show up around practical but adventurous and creative people like you. Sing your beautiful song to the world. Maybe you need to breathe new life into an old project or throw everything out to start from scratch. The large, green, healthy heart wants you to filter everything you do through your heart chakra. Opening your heart chakra enables you to give and receive the gift of love and compassion. Your three guides help you to stay balanced and support you when you are experiencing life's interesting places and spaces. When you meditate or just slow down, look and listen for them. They appear to you through synchronicities. They are just a vibration away. And now we're moving over to the 11th house. It's associated with Aquarius. And we are going to take a card from the Sacred Geometries deck. You have Invitation. Other dimensions. Lightworkers everywhere are exploring and adventuring into the realms of energy, light, and vibration. Appearing as grids or matrices of light, geometric vibrational fields connect everything in existence, from the infinitesimal to the infinite. Everything vibrates to divine order. Even chaos theory makes sense when seen as part of oneness with spirit. This card represents a doorway, portal, or stargate. Within this vision, you may travel to other dimensions of time and space, places that may not even exist in third-dimensional reality. Giving yourself permission to explore is the first step. A deep connection with spirit and the ability to ground yourself solidly is the next essential measure. Gathering your courage to leave the security of the known and venture forth is the third. This card also depicts two guardian figures who will act as guides and protect you on your journey. Go forward and experience the wonders of the all that is. And our last house is the 12th house, the house of Pisces. We are taking a card from the White Light Oracle. This will be representing the transcendent, the things that are hidden, our self-undoing, and our collective consciousness, our spirituality. You have the Dakini of infinite light. A Dakini is a supernatural feminine being who inspires spiritual practices, guides one to actualize spiritual abilities, and teaches the inner path of awakening. She protects us from negativities and restores our vital energies. She teaches us how to act with wisdom. She can be a demanding teacher, requiring us to reflect upon the mysteries she presents through our dreams, inspirations, and meditations, then proceed to unravel them. As we do so, we develop our inner capacities and become stronger. These wild feminine creatures can be gentle or fierce, or a combination of both. When she appears in a reading, travel your path and explore your questions about spirituality and awakening with confidence, for much progress can be made as you do so. The oracle of the Dakini of infinite light augurs in an increase of light in your life. This can include the lightening up after a difficult time, an increase of clarity from a helpful healing and higher perspective, or a clear positive path opening up through a troublesome time. Her appearance signifies sacred victory. Call upon her and do not give up. Okay, Taurus, or people with Taurus dominant in their chart, let's have a look at what I'm getting intuitively here. I do see that this month is really centered on emotions for you and how your emotions affect your thoughts, how your thoughts affect your emotions, the interplay between those two, and that you will be having very bright, beautiful, sunny thoughts that will be purifying your emotions, and there will be this certain flow and exchange of empowered thoughts and empowered emotions. You're looking out with a fair amount of intensity into your environment, almost like you're ready to leap into something, even with quite a bit of chaos surrounding you, like just a lot of distraction, but you're so focused on where you want to go. It's almost like you're getting ready to fly. You're going to take just this like leap, and the chaos can come with you, and you're still going to not lose your vision for where you're headed. I'm seeing that something that you may value may feel sort of old and just emotional, craggy, and just a little bit frazzled. It is something perhaps pertaining to how you communicate that needs to be refreshed, especially how you communicate your emotions, that they need to perhaps mature. Yeah. And I'm also getting here that you're very almost like this spectacle on earth, and how you're bejeweled in a way of your daily comings and goings. Like life has this extraordinary, spectacular presence to it this month for you. Even when you find your environment completely barren, there is such hope and brilliance from the cosmos that by connecting to this, it transforms your day-to-day reality with so much more sparkle and magnificence. Now, in your home itself, things might feel a little bit faded. There might be a need to renew something of the feminine energy in your home. It might feel a little bit just placated and wore thin and uninspired. And perhaps it's okay to sit in that energy for a bit. It can be good to acknowledge those feelings in your private space and really indulge them. However, like in your social stage, you are just a star, and you're collaborating with several other very divergent forces that are powerful in their own right. You all have very different identities, but you all, well, I wouldn't say they all need one another, but you are better off for having them, having their influence in your life. It's feeding you and allowing you to shine. So it's beautiful. You're getting a lot of support from others. Your day-to-day reality here is looking very structured, kind of chaotic, kind of mysterious. But you're working on something that is meant to be eternal, meant to be very long-term for you. And it may be something from the past that you're reinvigorating, a way that you used to be, that you can build upon to restore some sort of semblance of a routine that makes you feel structured and empowered and able to see with clarity. Now you're going to be dealing with relationships that are very close to you with a lot of wisdom, and you're going to be protected with a lot of, I want to say, divine energy in how you interact in your very personal relationships. You will be balancing how you communicate your thoughts, and this will bring a lot of brilliance to you this month. And really, you are not going to be experiencing too much darkness, because even if you dive deep this month, you're going to see a lot of brilliance there that you just were holding back from. Almost this sense of something ancient that could emerge, that perhaps it was ancestral, that you didn't even realize was of value to you, that can influence your environment, that can become a prominent part of your environment that should not be neglected. And you may be interested in going to some ancient sites or learning about very ancient cultures this month that could be centered around the sun as far as their belief systems and about women's rights. You might find that seeking knowledge here can be something that you can incorporate, that you can build on, that you can solidify. Maybe it serves some other purpose in your reality. And the apex of your month, you're going to be soaring. Like, this is definitely a month to connect with a lot of people, to share yourself freely, to share from your heart and your emotions, your passions, your spiritual knowledge even. Yeah, this could be a very a month of growth. And it's like you're getting more and more connections going, to the point where this energetic field is being built up that sort of overtakes even the personas that you're dealing with, the personalities that you're dealing with. There's this field of energy that is becoming this structure in your life that is going to allow you to be not only yourself, but to be the member of your community that you need to be. And you will be looked at for your ability to create this type of mastery almost. It will be very brilliant. And I see you remaining very humble to that, very focused on your upper heart chakra, which is your greater love of humanity that's being guided by something higher than yourself, and that you can reflect on intuitively. And you're going to be absorbing a lot of this power. You're going to be attuning to it. And this is going to allow you to really share this with your environment. You may just be beginning to do that, but this energy, if you allow it into your life, can really help you grow and help you grow within your surroundings. So Taurus, thank you for being with me for this reading. I always love creating these readings, and I hope that you found many nuggets of truth and insight in it. So I'm sending you wishes of health and prosperity and love. Take care.